guys, this is Jade. Thank you for joining me over here on YouTube for my This Week on Anime, which has basically turned into a 5-parter about the Crunchyroll 2016 survey. So I want to do a little quick wrap-up. I promise this is going to be the last of my rants about the 2016 Crunchyroll list. But I wanted to talk for just a second about spoilers. So, I'll say it again and again. You don't like something, don't watch it. If you want to make a personal list and put whatever the hell you want to put on there, pandery, timeless, whatever, go right the fuck ahead. But when you're an industry giant, like Funimation and Crunchyroll, at least give some consideration to the timeless titles, the pandery titles, and, of course, the titles that are really indicative of our times. So, just gonna say that one more time. Also, expand your categories out a little bit. So, don't just have action. Maybe have action-adventure. Maybe have sci-fi. Maybe have fantasy, because all of these things don't necessarily belong all lumped up together, right? You can probably get away with sci-fi/fantasy, but then, at least separate out the hardcore action series a little bit. Same thing with, drama and comedy. Please try to consider, for your 2017 list, separating out stuff like harem, or romance, or shoujo, or even, put romance in its own category. You don't gotta have best kiss. Just do, a best romance. But my final thoughts on the Crunchyroll 2016 survey, and again, I thought it was an alright survey. I thought it was a very beautiful survey. I thought it was a well-marketed survey. I thought you guys did a good job finding some titles that were very pandery and very indicative of our time, even though you left off some stuff that was a bit timeless. I feel like I'm really beating a dead horse here. I am. Totally am. But anyways, the last thing I wanted to talk about is I hope when you guys make your 2017 lists that you will avoid putting spoilers on your voting lists. I'm talking specifically about Erased here, because on your 2016 list for Best Drama, which, by the way, Erased isn't so much of a drama as it is a psychological thriller, and I do think those two categories need to be separated a little bit. Just saying. Where's the horror category? Anyways, when I watched Erased, I was watching it while it was airing, and I was very active on the Anime News Network forums, and I was looking at the Crunchyroll forums also. I was also watching it live with a friend, and we were basically talking to each other back and forth, and the big part about Erased was it was a huge whodunit combined with time travel. So it was basically a mindfuck series, and it was pretty cool. Basically, the main character, you find out pretty quick, is able to go back in time, but he is his younger self. And there's a series of murders that happen while he's a kid, and he has to not only figure out who's doing it, he has to actually stop it. Otherwise, it starts looping, or he ends up going back. So it's a really big mystery over who's actually committing these crimes, and it's a mystery that is set up incredibly well. You are guessing from the beginning, oh my gosh, well, who did this, or who did that, or, oh, it could be this person, oh, this person's really nice, can't be that person, or, oh my gosh, this person's really nice, maybe that person actually did it, but you have no proof, so you're following all the clues, you're following in this 12-year-old's footsteps, and he's got the mind of a 30-year-old, It's really interesting to watch his fellow classmates, who are also kids, trying to solve this really intricate murder, and trying to get away with solving the murder because no one will actually listen to them because they're fucking children. So, you're going through this whole series and you don't know who did it until, episode 8 of 12. And then when you come to Crunchyroll, let's say you've never watched it, right? You've never watched Erased. But you're scrolling down their list and you see, warning, spoiler for Erased. You don't know what Erased is. You don't know what the spoiler is. Is it going to be someone dead? Is it going to be, just some random character? You don't know that for Best Villain, that, hey, guys, by the way, Erased is a huge, massive mystery series, and this is literally going to spoil the entire plot. So, yeah, you basically put the biggest spoiler of the first season, season of anime up there. So it was great. It was good. Good job. So, also, if you did read it and you go, oh my gosh, Erased was, supposedly that really good mystery that they put out. Maybe I shouldn't scroll down and see who did it. I mean, thank God you guys didn't put it at the top of the list. I mean, holy shit, could you imagine? Also, just doing a best villain, do you really need to show the person's face? Or can we just do that by series? Because saying that, even Kira Yoshikage from JoJo's is the villain is a little bit, because a lot of people in JoJo's actually start off as villains, and then they become bros, or they're kind of like these pseudo bros, you know what I mean? Like, you got this little gray area with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which makes those characters really fucking interesting. But to basically just kind of like start naming off villains when you could just list the series, why? I mean, why do you, like, and you know that you're putting a spoiler there because you put a fucking warning on it that if anyone actually wanted to vote and see what was possibly below erased, because they don't know how far erased is down on that list, they're gonna have to see the spoiler. So good job. Even though you're warning them, you're rewarding them for spoiling themselves, and that fucking sucks. So I hope when you guys do your 2017 list, or if you do any other list and you decide to put something that's a little spoilery on there, maybe put it under, you know, a tag that they have to click on and say, oh, you know what, I saw this series, I can click on this and see who they're actually nominating for this. Or maybe you just don't put their fucking name on it. So, yeah. That's my little mini rant. About spoilering erased. And, yeah. So basically, Crunchyroll, I appreciate your survey. Did I think it was great? No, not really. Did I think you marketed it well? Hell yeah, I think you did. A lot of people in your forum are actually pretty pissed about, like, how few anime is actually represented, how few anime we actually got to vote on, and I think if you guys go and look at how Anime News Network does a lot of their stuff, where they just have a massive list of things, you know, it's not really the best way to do voting because a lot of times we forget what those names are, you know. We definitely have better recognition when it comes to pictures, so I think that was a good idea. But keep in mind that, like, you shouldn't put spoilers. You need to have more than 4 anime per category. You need to have more than, like, 3 fucking categories for anime genre. Like, seriously. Separate out the sci-fi and fantasy from fucking action. Separate out the psychological horror and harem, you know, from your drama and comedy. I mean, really? We have to narrow it that much? I'd really rather you guys not make the decision for me on what I think is a really good anime. Allow me to at least see the anime that I think is amazing on your list based on how many viewers are watching what off of your site, based on, you know, what you see on the internet, the egregious amount of memes for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and maybe go look at some of the trending hashtags when Toonami's on, just to give you an idea that, hey, you know what? JoJo's trends, Hunter x Hunter trends, you know, there's other things that are popular than the stuff that you're pushing down our throat by limiting our options. So, please, guys, I believe in you. I think you're awesome. I'd really like to see more of your surveys. I'd like to participate in more of your surveys. I just really think that you have a great chance to market a lot of different anime to a lot of different people who otherwise aren't even going to know it's out there because of how limiting you're making these surveys. So, thanks for the effort, thanks for the time, and I really hope that the 2017 one is better. I'm going to be watching a fuck ton of anime so that I at least know more of these series that are on your list. I knew them in passing this year, but really, I didn't know that many of them, so I ended up writing in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure over and over because you know why? It was the best. At least for me it was. So, and probably for a lot of other people too. So it's just kind of a shame that you didn't even list it. It's the end of my salt. I think I'm done with the salt. So, thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed my This Week on Anime and my huge kickoff, basically talking about the Crunchyroll Best of Anime 2016 videos. Let me know what you guys liked, what you didn't like, and I will listen. You can also join me on Twitch. I do this kind of thing while I draw and stuff. You know, I draw live. It's fun. You should come. Because there's people there. We can hang. So, anyways, thanks again, guys. I hope you have a really good evening, day, whatever. And I will see you guys later. Please like, subscribe, follow, and whatever it is you do on social media. So, bye.